episode 29. What's up, Sean? How are you feeling this morning?
Chilling.
And what are we going to cover first? That's right. It is box office. Right. Okay. So the number one movie in the box office from the weekend was, you know it, Conjuring 2. The messed up thing about what happened over the weekend, as you also know, that there was a tragedy. One of the guys that was interviewed in Florida from the event that happened there, that shooting, a guy said that it was horrible because he just came from watching The Conjuring and then walked into a real life horror. That's just something that just stuck into my head when I was watching the news. John, you haven't had a chance to check out The Conjuring, did you?
No, my butt has been stuck at work from sun up to sundown. But I got really excited because when me and Chris's horror movie taste and pretty much movie taste in general are very similar. So when he came back and he said that he really liked it, I was like, oh shit, I actually got to watch this. And then I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it's standing at like 75 or 78% for a low budget horror movie. That's really good.
Yeah, for horror, yeah, especially nowadays with horror, the way people pick on it nowadays.
It's true. It's the bastard child of the movie industry, the low budget horror movies.
I like that. I like that. It's true. People pick on. You're never. It's like, you know how hard it's gonna be before you ever see another horror win an Oscar. Come on.
Oh,
it's a redheaded. Right, the redheaded stepchild.
It would have to be like a true story of some horrible event. Then they turned it into a horror movie.
A ghost would have to manifest in real life, and then watch the Ghostbusters remake is going to get an Oscar for true depictions or some crap like that. It's kind of, you know. I think The Exorcist won some Oscars, if I'm not mistaken, but it's gonna be a long time before something like that ever gets an Oscar. A much deserved. Maybe the Jason remake is gonna.
Well, I don't know if you remember just how far. Real quick before we jump to the next thing, just how far The Exorcist pushed the envelope when it came out. I mean, they showed this was, what was it, in the early 70s?
Early 70s, yeah.
And they had a little girl stabbing herself in her private parts, yelling, "Let Jesus fuck
She
you."
didn't. She said that she didn't know what she was doing then. She just was told to do it. She did it, and then when she got older, she was like, "Wow!"
That was back in the day. It was like, my God. You know, the critics are like sitting there just going,
you know,
or the ratings boards like.
They were like, let's just wait till
that, right?
Well, let's see if the money comes in first. Oh, we're making too much money. She wouldn't. That wouldn't happen nowadays. But let's see the next movie on the list for the top. Let's cover what you think. The top 5, top 10. What do you think?
Top 5.
Top 5. All right. Number 2, Warcraft. Me and Sean actually did.
Yeah.
We actually got a kick out of it. I thought it was gonna suck hard. It only sucked softly, but it was great. It was a great movie.
Softly with Warcraft sucking.
I am totally gonna make a commercial out of that. But it was a good surprise, though.
I think they've made almost $300 million with it now.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you want, check out this little clip. This is me and Sean right after seeing Warcraft.
Man, shut up.
The amount of carnage going on the screen, we see little to no guts. A lot of mage stuff, though.
The one thing I guess that kept repeating in my head, at the very beginning, it felt like it started off kind of cheesy, but then they cut that out immediately, and then it got better. So I couldn't complain that it was cheesy. But one thing that kind of stood out to me, though, was this whole, I couldn't tell who we were supposed to focus on. We had Paula Patton playing like a half human, half orc. If she's like the one that's going to bridge it together, then
the Ben Foster, the Medivh guy.
But no, it was the metaphor of like this baby that was supposed to bridge these worlds together. Then
The sequel, baby.
Yeah, exactly. The main orc from his baby was one that
Yeah,
they did
they
the
kill
Moses
him.
thing.
And
they killed the main orc off, but
I didn't see that coming.
The baby survives, and like they do the Moses thing. Now, okay, we're supposed to focus on this baby. Like, who's the bridge between the humans and the orc? Is it Paula Patton? She's a hybrid, or is it this baby?
Right.
Like, I was like, okay, I mean, how many babies? I thought there was just going to be more and more babies that were going to be bridging this gap.
I didn't see because they kill off the main.
Here. All right, and number 3 on the box office mojo was Now You See Me 2. Now You See Me 2. I saw part 1. Didn't have time to see 2. Sean, are you gonna go check out?
Is that the one with Jesse Eisenberg when they're all magicians and they're trying to do like a heist?
Yeah, exactly. And oh my God, and guess who's in it? Daniel Radcliffe is in it.
Harry Potter.
Exactly. I swear to you, if they do not do a scene where he goes Expelliarmus, whatever that, it'll be a waste of a movie. He's got to do a Harry Potter spell, man. That would be hilarious. So if anybody you know what, I don't want spoilers, but if you don't mind, if you happen to check that movie out, let me know if there is a little Harry Potter reference. That's all I want to know. No other spoilers, but you can just if Sean doesn't want spoilers at all, just email it me directly. So Now You See Me 2 is in theaters now. It just dropped along with Warcraft, Conjuring, and the results were $40 million for The Conjuring 2, respectful for a horror movie.
I wonder what the budget for that was.
The Conjuring was under. Hey, you know what? I can find out for you right now. That's the magic of.
Because I don't think they spent more than
$40 million. It was
that was the budget. Was that what the budget was?
It was a $40 million budget, so it matched it worldwide. It matched that that number.
Weekend.
Actually, oh, I'm sorry. No, the foreign numbers were 50 million, domestic 40, and total like 90 million. So pretty much made his money back in a
$40 million budget
on a $40 million budget. So yeah, pretty much made his money back on a weekend and a little bit of a profit. So
that's before we get to home rentals and digital distribution and all that.
Oh yeah, and it's got a couple of more weeks to survive on.
Oh yeah, they're gonna make a third one.
Oh yeah, it's gonna make bank. Oh, hopefully they'll do another spinoff like the Annabelle, try to redeem themselves from the Annabelle thing and make that happen. But Warcraft dropped. So since Warcraft dropped from first place to second place, it made only 24 million, a little bit over 24 million. Its domestic total. I'm sorry, its total box office numbers is 286 mil. On a
it's like 165, something like that.
165 budget. So it's pretty much respectfully in profit territory, maybe break even territory. Yeah. Maybe if you count the cut between the theaters and stuff. So let's see what happens next week and start making some money and call it. Well, they call it a success though. I mean, because the standards today are different, man. You're not making $1 billion nowadays. You're like.
Yeah, if you're spending over $150 million on a movie, you need to clear $600 to $800 million for them to be like, yeah.
For them to at least be like, well, yeah, anything above, for that budget, yeah, 600 million, yeah, you're gonna be like really happy, and then you're gonna be talking sequel territory. So they're gonna be looking for that to at least clear 500-600 mil before they talk about Warcraft 2. But I'm thinking they're mostly going to be looking at the foreign market to justify, because it's crushing overseas. Only made 24 million in America this week. Made 226 million overseas. So all of the majority of his money was overseas. So
yeah,
it's gonna spawn a sequel. I hope so. I liked it, and I feel like if they get another director, take it in a new direction, I think it could only get better. So, I know part 2 should be better than Mortal Kombat 2 at least. I mean, if you think about it. All right, and the third one was Now You See Me 2. It was 23 million. It just barely had a chance to beat Warcraft. It made 23. Warcraft made 24. Now You See Me 2 made 23 million, and it was on the budget is not. I don't see a budget. But
they probably spent about 80-90 million bucks probably making that.
Probably, depending on how much Radcliffe was in there.
Yeah, and Jesse Eisenberg. I was in Batman, Superman.
I was literally about to say the exact same thing. I was Lex Luthor. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, but like
Ding, 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 ding.
It's weird how a lot of some people, you look up people's opinions on the internet, and some people consider Batman v Superman a financial flop. It's like, dude, they made
over 800 mil,
yeah,
almost 900 mil. Like, what the heck?
They're like, but it didn't hit that billion though.
And but that billion now. I can see that. So Turtles on a $135 million budget dropped to number 4. It made let's see, about 61 million total. This is total, not just the weekend numbers, but this is let me go back to it drops to number 4. It's only made 61 million in the US. It made more money overseas. It made for this weekend, it made $14,800,000 for a total of 61 million in America, in North America, and over 55 million overseas. It made more money here than it made overseas, for a total of 116 worldwide.
How many weekends have you been out?
2 at least. It's been 2.
That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, it's not good at all. And I'm not surprised. Everybody was like tripping balls over the balls. I mean, for real, they were, man. Talking about, oh my god. I said it on my review. It's perfect if you are like hardcore into the cartoon. They translated it like pretty much, but that was the problem. But the cartoon was too cheesy. It was very good. It was great for our age when we were like 11.
I'm sitting over here. I like the cartoon.
Oh yeah, I love the cartoon.
I was 7 years old.
But dude, the only reason why I would watch an episode today is for nostalgia purposes only. I would never translate that to a movie. No way, that did not translate good, especially after you had the first Turtles movie from the early 90s or the late 80s, whatever that was, with Casey Jones, with the way they delivered the punches from that. Oh my God, all the hardcore people who love the first movie and the comic book were going to eat this movie alive, but the cartoon lovers, they liked it.
Casey Jones was in the new one?
Casey Jones, the guy who plays Arrow, Lamel, what's his real name?
Was he terrible?
No, he started off to be terrible a little bit in the beginning, but then as he started doing his vigilante thing, he started doing better. But they didn't have him in the mask or fighting. He never he got into Rap's face. If I remember correctly,
Rap would destroy him.
He was all over the Foot Clan from the very beginning of the movie. He never knocked heads with a few petty thugs. Never. Really? And that's what I was mad about. Casey Jones is a perfect vigilante to just beat up like the regular thugs, regular Joes on the street, and they never did that.
That's how he came into contact with Raphael, because he was beating the guys with baseball bats, and the guy, that's not how you do that.
It was a perfect introduction in the original movie, man. So that's the only thing I was disappointed with Casey Jones, but hey. That's why it's at number 4 now. So the next one to round up the top 5 is X-Men Apocalypse. It only made $10 million. How long has it been in the theaters? This is week number 3. Yes, week number 3, and it's dropped down to 10 million on its 3rd week. It's made a total of 136 million plus in the US. 342 overseas, and total of 478.
That's really not doing good compared to like Captain America.
Compared to all the other X-Men franchises, it's right around there. It's actually people always, for some reason, people always assume that every X-Men movie made $1 billion.
Well, no, but X-Men 2 did pretty well.
X-Men 2 did great. But the highest grossing X-Men movie is, right?
Was it the last one, The Last Stand or whatever?
No.
Or is it Days of Future Past?
Close. Deadpool. Not technically an X-Men, but it's in the universe. It's on the smallest budget any X-Men property's ever made. It made the most money than any X-Men movie has ever made. Deadpool.
He's an X-Men. Deadpool's an X-Men.
Deadpool's in that X-Men universe. Colossus was in the movie. Remember? Did you see Deadpool?
Yeah, of course I saw Deadpool.
Yeah, but yeah, Colossus was in there, and they talked about they went to the X-Men mansion to go get him, and they're all in the same universe.
I
It's just
remember him making a
time.
comment like, "Why don't we ever see anybody but you?" It's almost like they didn't have the budget.
Yeah, and I missed it when I first saw it in the theaters. I missed it when he said, "We're going to take you to see the professor," and he was like, "Stewart or McNavoy?" I can never get those professors straight. Like, which timeline are we in? Like, he called it out. Like, which professor? That was funny to me. But yeah, it's so I think compared to all the other, if you rank it with the X-Men movies that you like, when taking Deadpool out of the conversation, like X2, then X-Men Days of Future Past.
I like X-Men 1, X2, Days of Future Past. I think those are my top 3 of the X-Men.
And then the other
traditional X-Men ones, yeah. But then yeah. And then Deadpool, obviously. If it's to me, I kind of separate the two. But.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you take Deadpool out of the conversation, my list is Days of Future Past, X2, First Class, X-Men 1, and then now Apocalypse, then The Last Stand. So
I didn't really like The Last Stand at all.
No, nobody did.
It felt so rushed. It felt so rushed because we had just come off of X2, and I just watched X2 again the other day.
Yeah. Here's my opinion of what they should have did in The Last Stand. One of the things that they said that they were upset about with Magneto was he chose to have his hideout. He chose to have his hideout in the woods. He's a master of magnetism. Why the hell are you hanging out where there's no metal around? I thought what he should have did to have this whole revolution and the rise of these mutants, I thought Magneto, if you ever watched the comic book, Magneto should have he should have created Asteroid M, which is like a satellite planet like space station thing that he created to bring all these mutants there for sanctuary, and he was going to be the master of. He's the ruler over. He creates its own orbit, and oxygen and all that stuff is up there. Mutants leaving the Earth and they go to Asteroid M to be ruled and live alone in space and just be left alone, and the problem, don't fuck with us, we won't fuck with you kind of a situation. I thought they should have did something like that. And so the rise of Asteroid M. So, but it's only $1 billion idea, and that would have saved the franchise. But hey, don't listen to me. All right, so that was the top 10, guys. Let us know what you guys thought about the top 10. What do you think is going on with these franchises, man? Does a movie need to only make $1 billion to be considered a success, or can you just should we do more low budget movies and just make bank? I mean, come on, look what Deadpool did. Don't tell me that we're not going to have more low budget films now. We're going to, especially that Gambit movie that's about to come out. He's going to get his budget cut after the success of Deadpool. So let us know what you guys think about that. So let's move on to the next topic. And this is a topic that Sean is really, 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 really excited about. And it's called playing the games.
Babe, why don't you come to bed? Really?
We've got some exciting announcements. We are waiting anxiously for the official reveal from E3 2016 for the new Xbox updates. We're supposed to be getting the info. And Chris, I guess Chris definitely has been following this as he is an Xbox gamer. Chris, you've heard about Scorpio?
I've heard a little bit about the Scorpio, and I can't wait till we blow everybody's minds.
All right. So a little bit of background real quick, guys. So for reference, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 is in regards to the processing powers or the amount of teraflops it can calculate. As the standard version, ones we have right now, the Xbox One cranks out about 1.3 teraflops, which basically means each teraflop is and I'm going to read this to you in actually a trillion floating point operations per second. So it's basically cranking out over 1 trillion calculations for every second. So the Xbox One is cranking out about 1.3 trillion operations per second. The PlayStation 4 comes in at about 1.8 trillion. Now, that is what we have now. So whether or not you realize it, there has been the official/unofficial announcement for us to be getting not new consoles, kind of new consoles? How would you describe it,
Like
Chris?
update, we got
Yeah.
the updated versions, so it makes everything that you've been doing cool but obsolete. Because everybody knows. Everybody knows that technology and gigawatts are always evolving, and anything that you bought today will be garbage tomorrow.
That's right. So we have two and actually three new consoles that are swirling around the websticles right now. One, and I don't think it's going to be any more performance enhancements at all. It's just going to be, they have the Xbox One S, which is which is like, see, this is the Xbox One, and Chris has got the Xbox One S. It's 40% smaller. But it's also supposed to have a 2 terabyte hard drive built into it, as well as 4K video playback. So that one I'm kind of excited about. But the one I really can't wait to find out about is Xbox Scorpio, which is... So if you remember what I just said a few minutes ago, Xbox comes in at 1.3 teraflops. PlayStation 4 comes in at 1.8. So these new systems, a.k.a. PlayStation's is called Neo, and Xbox is Scorpio. The Neo comes in at a theoretical 4.5 teraflop output. Well, they can just slide that shit to the side because the Scorpio is coming in at a blazing 6 trillion operations a second. 6 teraflops.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So there will be no doubt as to which one is the boss.
More superior performing enhancement device.
Stronger. Better.
That's what she said. So it's gonna. So now shots are fired once again. Me and Sean were talking about this, thinking that, you know what, respect. Hey, PlayStation, you won the day at the last at the launch of this consoles. You focused on the games and you focused on the gamers, and you knocked it out of the park. Xbox, you guys came fumbling out, talking about all the
drop the ball off that success of the 360.
Exactly. They dropped the ball talking about the success from the 360, saying all this future stuff that the Xbox One can do for technology we don't have yet. And gamers were like, we don't give a damn. What about the games?
What about the games, though?
Yeah, and then PlayStation came in and said, you want to know about the games? I'll tell you about the games. Boom, it killed it. And the Xbox just went fumbling down until they brought new life into the system with going backwards compatible, and changed the whole conversation again. And now they did it again with the teraflop. I still don't know what a teraflop is, but after Sean explained it, I'm excited about it. All I know is we're gonna have more of those shits, and I can't wait to use them.
How many? Give me some more gigawatts.
How many more of those teraflops in that shit we gonna have up in this system?
Terabits. No, basically it's just the theoretical maximum things it can do every second. So if we have more things it can do every second, we can get better graphics, better sounds, higher resolution, everything. It all boils down to how much can the machine process every second. So
with E3 coming out now, what do you think is gonna with the announcement of that, and hopefully we don't know yet because we're actually going overtime and we need to go and watch E3 live. But let's speculate. What do you think they're going to be talking about as far as releases and games and Scorpio and Neo and everything?
I think that we're going to get screwed, to be honest with you, Chris.
Why do you say that?
I just, my gut tells me that, okay, so they may acknowledge that there is a machine, aka codename Scorpio, out, but I seriously doubt that they are going to give us any hard numbers and say, excuse me, guys, and say, yeah, this is going to do 6 teraflops and it's got this and it's got this. I seriously doubt they'll do that.
I disagree. I think since the information already leaked out, I'm pretty sure they're going to cover it. Hopefully,
I hope you're right, man. I think that the rumor goes is that they're just going to give a release date.
Yeah.
Now, I do think that they are going to get into detail about the new Xbox One S, the 40% smaller unit.
As far as you mean gameplay and things like that?
As far as them confirming it for 100% sure, saying, yes, this is going to be the price, this is the release date, it comes with this, this, and this. They're going to go into detail with the Xbox One S. because it's for them the next logical step. They will give us a release date and some possibly off. They're going to do everything they can to avoid confirming hardware gut changes inside this new machine because.
So your prediction is that they're going to pretty much stay away from hardware. Probably, maybe you're right because that was what killed them the first time when they announced the Xbox One. They just got into the whole hardware conversation and gamers got turned off by that. They didn't get all hard about that. Well, they wanted to know about the games.
This is like for this particular right now. For me, that is the most important announcement I want to hear from E3 is what can I expect from this new badass machine that's supposed to play at 4K. And also the rumor goes is that we will actually get gameplay at 4K native resolution. So for you guys right now, most of the Xbox One games are rendered, in basically they're the native to 720p, and then they get upscaled to 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080. 4K is over 3,000. So the amount of hardware you need to run, we're struggling to get 1080p right now. So to crank everything up 4 times as many pixels, it's going to be really difficult. And also, they say we are going to have the Scorpio Oculus ready, which means that have you heard of the Oculus, Chris?
No, I never heard of this one yet.
The Oculus, well, Doom. Do you remember Doom?
Yeah.
Remember we talked about a guy named John Carmack who was the graphics engineer for years and years.
Okay.
All right. So this guy is one of the guys who helped create the Oculus VR system.
Yes, I remember now.
So PlayStation has their own PSVR. Rumor has it that they are struggling with it and they're having serious technical difficulties. Well, they started late in the game. Oculus has been working on this stuff for years now. And so the theory goes is that the new Scorpio will be VR ready and ready to sync up with the Oculus because you need so much demanding hardware to run. Because I think they say you need to be able to effectively run 90 frames per second to fool the eye and not get motion sickness. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So guys, nothing is confirmed, but we're just waiting. Come on, Xbox. Don't let us down. I know we're going down 6-1 to the bitch-ass PlayStation, but please, Lord Jesus.
Well, what do you think? So now that we've gotten all the hardware conversation out the way, so it's E3, so we're also going to get some game reveals, right? So, I mean,
yeah.
Have you heard of any new games that's on the horizon that they might be talking about?
Prey. Yeah.
It's a game called Prey.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll get some gameplay footage from maybe Battlefield 1, which I know Chris is his favorite game he's looking forward to.
Nope.
We got Mafia 3 coming up, so I know that they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing some footage for Mafia 3. We've got Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. I really hope that they play some. This is probably in the next couple of months. This is the game I'm most excited about. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, and Chris probably still has not played Human Revolution.
Nope, not even a little bit.
It's a shame, dude. It's a shame. So, if you guys have played Deus Ex, let us know in the comments. That game is awesome. So, other than that, I have no idea whether they're going to spit out at E3 2016, and I think it's like a week-long event. They're going to be giving us little details. So, any closing thoughts, Chris?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to say, yeah. So, I guess while we're going to be going into that and watching E3, we're going to be keeping you guys in the loop on our thoughts on everything that develops, and hopefully it'll be some cool stuff that we can reveal.
Confirmed
kill. And I can't wait to see all the new games. It's going to be breaking my pockets in the years to come. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the the Scorpio. And,
just call the Scorpion, the Xbox Scorpion.
They might as well. Over here.
Have a little of that sting.
I mean, the marketing speaks for itself. So I can't wait till that comes out. I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts on that and everything else that's about to come out. As far as the movies, the box office, get your opinions on that. What about the upcoming movies? Hey, guess what? Me and Sean, just to close it out, are about to see Central Intelligence starring Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart.
Dwayne.
We're gonna give you a spoilers review on that and let you know what we thought about it. Maybe we'll do it too. Maybe we'll do a non-spoilers and then a spoilers one, so be fair to everybody, because I can't wait to check that out. We might have some special guests talking with us that day as well. I'm working on. I think we're going to get invited to another advanced screening, so I won't say anything until it's actually confirmed. But I won't get Sean's hopes up. He's like, "Give me my damn ticket."
Get my goddamn ticket. All right.
But until next time, guys. This is Chris and Sean. This was episode 29. Man, I can't believe we're already on 29 of these bad boys. Talking through the medias, games, movies, TV, everything is all jammed in here. And that's what she said. I knew that was coming. Till next time, guys. Let's keep talking. Thanks.